not enough when many of us believe we are safe, but only because we have the economic privilege to move to a different city or neighborhood. That is not freedom. That is not freedom. We will never be free until every single one of us feels safe to express ourselves sexually, intellectually, and spiritually, and find support in our homes, places of worship, and our workplaces. But I have hope. Actually, I'm beyond hope. I know that our movement can do something extraordinary if we set our intentions behind it. I know that we will not leave any one of us behind, even as the pressures to do so are growing. We can do this. We really can. We can resist the pressure to become smaller, to narrow our sights, to be lulled into thinking that our work is almost done. So as we celebrate our wins, and we should, we earned them, let's not ease up a single moment in pushing for change. We must not leave any of our family members behind. When we win federal marriage equality, and we will, we must not leave behind the 31 states that will still need to overturn their constitutional bans on marriage equality. We must not be satisfied with some states that have marriage and others that do not. We must not leave behind those who will choose not to get married. We must not leave behind those who still live in the 29 states that have virtually no protections for LGBT people. We must not leave behind those who, just because they don't live in a big coastal city, can't kiss their lover on the street. We must not leave behind the transgender immigrant whose true self is not honored as she is detained in the men's facility. As we win protections in housing and employment and public accommodations, and we will, we must continue to ask who in our family is still hurting. Who is unable to live their lives completely free of prejudice and violence and persecution? This is our moment. This is our LGBT movement moment. But if we are to be truly transformational as a movement, we must use this moment not only to benefit LGBT people, but to benefit the country as a whole. That is our leadership challenge as a movement. This year, I have seen hundreds of ways we stand with each other, hold each other as family, how we expand our hearts, our love, and commitment, and compassion for each other. I have seen activists risk deportation by being out about being gay and an immigrant, daring to tell the story of their whole identity. You'll get to meet them tomorrow at our plenary. I have been with reproductive rights and justice leaders as we work to make the connection between our two movements, with this week being the 40th anniversary of Roe versus Wade. This weekend, look around you. There are 3,000 stories of inspiration right here at this conference. Each one of us has had to overcome some hurdle simply to be who we are, to survive another day. We at the task force have been inspired and have inspired for 40 years. And part of what keeps us going for 4 decades is that we're an organization that is obsessively focused on getting things done, on making concrete and tangible and real progress. So as we step into the beginning of our next 40 years, you can count on us to build power, take action, and to create change. We will build power as we officially launch our online grassroots organizing academy, the most sophisticated online training program in the movement and frankly, in many other movements. We will train and support over 1,000 grassroots activists each year, and we will ensure a diverse and prepared leadership for our movement for years to come. We will take action on a range of issues that affect the lives of LGBT people, including pushing the president to issue an executive order to protect LGBT people from discrimination who work for federal contractors. This will affect millions of people across the country until Congress can get its act together and pass the Employment Non-Discrimination Act. To finish the work of burying Don't Ask, Don't Tell by allowing transgender people to serve openly and same-sex marriage service members to get the same benefits as their straight peers. We will continue to play a leadership role, as we have for years, in partnering with immigration rights organizations, in advocating for the many areas of comprehensive immigration reform that affect our community, including security for bi-national same-sex couples, including respectful and appropriate treatment of transgender and HIV-positive immigrants, and ensuring that families are not separated for years on end because of our immigration laws. And I will say it clearly, creating a path to citizenship is an LGBT issue. And we will create change. The task force will continue to lead in getting smarter and more sophisticated as we partner with states on ballot measures. In the coming months, the task force, along with our colleagues at the Ballot Initiative Strategy Center, will be sharing with the movement post-election research we conducted that takes a hard look at how voters actually behave across ballot measures on a range of issues, like marriage and immigration, taxes, and education. Our analysis will not only help us as a movement to be smart about when we put forth ballot measures, but on exactly which voters will vote for and against us based on how they vote on other issues. We will build power, we will take action, and we will create change. I believe that all movements need guiding principles and values, a true north, and that ours must be love, commitment, and compassion. But it must be an expansive love, a broad commitment to the ways we create family, and compassion that leads to action for those who are marginalized. Today, we have choices to make about the future of our movement. What will we stand for? What will we stand for? Our task force brother, poet, activist, and creator of change, William Brandon Lacey Campos, knew. What will we stand for? He died this year, but his words can still help to guide us. He wrote a poem titled, "On the Occasion of a Victory for President-elect Senator Barack Obama," which first calls out our nation's history of slavery, and then reads, "Stand up at the dawn of this new day. Stand up and let your joy proclaim a new life, a new vision, a new way. Stand up and protect what our fight has made. The battle has raged through blood and pain. We shall overcome, will be. We have overcame. Stand up, what has won can be taken away. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Our next 40 years, if we are to succeed, we must stand up. We must be a movement that is about possibility over privilege, expanding over narrowing, unity over separation, creating change over settling for what is. We are family. We are family, and we will not leave any of you behind. Thank you.